Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, not October yet, September 29th. We are on our way to Weight Watchers Moment of Truth. It's our second weigh-in since we started. And once we get out of our meeting, we will let you know how we did. But how you feeling? He doesn't think he did so good.
No, I'm saying this is the direction it's going to go.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I thought you kept on track. I kept on track, and I had a stomach bug the past couple of days, so I've been really under my points. So my home scale says I'm way down. Last week's weigh-in, I was down, but not down as much as I thought I was gonna be because I get bloated that time a month and puts on water weight, and so that was kind of unfair. But I think I'm gonna make up for it today. We'll find out in a little bit. Hi again, guys. It is now 11 o'clock in the morning and we have completed our meeting. If you follow us on Instagram, you've seen some news about how our meeting went. If not, you'll have to wait until later in the video to find out how we did. I'm gonna go home and get our little bead jars and we'll update you on how we did with our weigh-in. We just went to Starbucks, got some breakfast. It's kind of our go-to because the points are really easy to count. I've got the reduced fat turkey and egg, I think it's turkey bacon and egg sandwich, and you had the bacon and Gouda?
Bacon Gruyere.
Yeah. Which is more
no,
points.
No, it was Gouda. It was Gouda. You're right. Sorry.
And yours was 10 points, right?
Yes.
And mine was 5. But the great thing about Weight Watchers is you can pick and choose what's worth it to you, and so I got myself a skinny cinnamon dulce latte for an extra couple of points, and it was phenomenal. So we're about to do a little bit of grocery shopping. We need to go to Target and Kroger, and then we'll catch you guys up when we get home. We are back after some adventuring after our Weight Watchers meeting, which if you were on Instagram you saw the results of that, but if not, you're just gonna have to wait a minute. We went for our regular Saturday morning breakfast date. We decided that it's worth it to us after our meetings to go out for breakfast, whether it be to some place with higher points like Cracker Barrel, or to Waffle House, or to Starbucks. We like to go to Starbucks because they have a lot of lower point options, but also the great thing about Weight Watchers Freestyle is you can really pick and choose what's worth it for you that day. We went to Chick-fil-A for lunch because the grilled nuggets are a 0 point option, so that's really easy to get your protein in without having to spend points. And then again, we made the decision, you can get a fruit cup, which is also 0 points, or you can get the fries, which some days may be worth it. So I went ahead and got myself some fries and the grilled nuggets and a Diet Dr. Pepper. And then I've still got, plenty of points for a healthy dinner tonight. We're planning on, I think, grilled chicken with a balsamic strawberry salsa on top. And that's very low points, and then we'll probably have a couple of different veggies as sides, and we'll be satisfied. It'll be a great meal and a great way to end our day. So because we're doing so well, I am happy to announce that my little beads in the jar have multiplied. I am currently 9 pounds down. Yay! So I was able to get my first milestone. They give these in your meetings, which are now called workshops, I'm told. But it basically has this little keychain inside. The key ring says you got this, and then the 5-pound charm. And periodically you hit these milestones in your meeting, everybody cheers for you. If you don't want that, if you're kind of an introvert, you can always just tell your leader afterwards and kind of have a mini celebration. The good news is I got mine and Jonathan actually got his. So if you follow us on Weight Watchers Connect, if you're also doing Weight Watchers, you saw our post. But he also has 7 pounds down. Yay! So between us, I'm winning, but we're really close to that 10-pound milestone, which comes next. We're both really excited that, we hit our first milestones and now we have something to kind of commemorate it. And while we were at our meetings, another thing that I really like, and you may or may not know, is they have all kinds of Weight Watchers brand products that are point valued for you. And during the meetings, a lot of times we'll talk about new products and who's tried it and who likes it and whatnot. They're actually reformulating them right now and doing rebranding to put the WW logo on it rather than calling it Weight Watchers, because they're focusing more on wellness, and their tagline is wellness that works. It's something that Weight Watchers has always done, and the weight loss part's not going away or anything, but they're also expanding it to talk about, you know, emotional wellness and physical wellness and overall health, not just the number on the scale. So I think that's really cool. But they had a really good sale on their products in the meetings, and you don't actually have to be a meetings member to shop. You just have to go during a meeting time, and they have buy one get one free. So we stocked up on some of our favorites, which I brought to share with you. One is this maple brown sugar instant oatmeal. It is 3 points for a cup, and you just add water to it, basically, to the line on there, stick it in the microwave, and it's a nice hearty breakfast. 130 calories per serving, good source of protein. It has 7 grams of protein, which is pretty good for oatmeal. Typically the stuff you get with the packet, you know, Quaker or whatever, is going to have more sugar than protein. This one only has, it says it has less than 1 gram of sugar. So good stuff. And I'll be curious to see when they reformulate it if the points value stays the same or it changes. But they're actually taking out the artificial flavors and artificial sweeteners, artificial colors, so there won't be artificial anything in their products. Still good. We try to stay away from artificial, but you can't beat some of the convenience of this. Jonathan likes to take these with him to work because it's easy peasy to make. We also have a new product, which is kind of funny that they've just released a new one right before they're reformulating everything, but this is a protein pancake. And same concept as a cupcake in a mug, but it's 3 points. It's got 10 grams of protein, and you just add water to it and stick it in the microwave, and it puffs up kind of like a muffin in a cup. And some people say they add berries to it. Somebody said they put in the sugar-free version, like the Truvia or stevia version of brown sugar, and enjoyed it that way. I cut up some banana, about half, maybe 2/3 of a banana, and put it in mine. I will say with this, and I warned our group this morning, it smells kind of funky, or at least in my opinion it smelled like it was going to be really funky and have a funny taste. But once you heat it up and eat it, it's actually really good. Then we picked up some other snacks we haven't tried yet. These are 2 points, chocolate pretzel blast. I like the idea of these when you just really want something sweet. The bars, there's 12 of them in the box, so I'm imagining they're not really big, but this would give you kind of the salty sweet combo. And then we got some of the dark chocolate raspberry, which I particularly like dark chocolate because it's generally more satisfying than milk chocolate. You can have a little bit of it and be satisfied a lot faster. These ones are 3 smart points per bar. So just some options to have on hand for when, you know, the snack urge comes or we don't have any of our egg bowls prepared. If you follow us on Instagram, I am sharing some of our tips and tricks. One of them was to make breakfast bowls ahead of time in a container similar to this one, but I'm going to talk about this particular container in a minute, where I'll put, measure out some shredded cheese, some veggies, and some low point meat like turkey crumbles or diced ham. You can get it pre-diced in the grocery store. Of course, you could do it yourself. You could also do bacon bits. And then I put a couple of raw eggs in here, just whole, and screw on the lid. We take this to work, scramble up the eggs in the mixture, just pop it in the microwave. It works out really well. It's like an omelet in a bowl, so anything you would put in an omelet, you could put in this container and make an easy grab-and-go breakfast. Another thing that we got in our meetings, you get these little, they're like baby magazines, teeny tiny. Each one has a different theme about finding time. One was about setting up your kitchen for success. This week was about emotional eating. We talked about how there was one lady in the group who said she was completely against going to meetings, and I admit I was hesitant too. We did online for a really long time, but we found that, you know, it was so easy to just slack off and not quite track all the points and you know, if we did good, we did good, and if we didn't, oh well, you know, try again next week, and that's fine. But I feel like going to the meetings, I don't want to let everybody else down. You know, I feel like there's a bit more accountability, and plus you get extra added value. You get these, they have recipes, they have coupons, they have really good suggestions, and it's not a long read. It's just a couple of things for you to try this week, so it's not like you're trying to change everything at once. It's just some ideas. And then, of course, we share, you know, what's worked for you this week, what recipes have you tried, what tips and tricks have you come up with. So if you're on the fence between doing online and going to meetings, I would highly recommend even just trying it for a month and see how it is. And then, you know, you can decide from there whether you feel like your meetings are worth it. I also would say if you go to a meeting and you don't care for your leader, you don't connect with your leader, try a different one. Completely worth it. Not every personality goes with every personality. So, you know, you may go to one time and see one leader and be like, you know, and then go to a different time and it's totally different experience. The third thing that we got in our bag this week, which I haven't had much time to look over, is actually a mini cookbook. It says plan it yourself. It says there's savings inside too, so coupons. But I do see there's some really good recipes. Roasted Greek style chicken and vegetables. That looks pretty good. For 2 points. There's recipes for a quick chicken noodle soup. Let's see, chef salad, that's pretty easy. Frozen grapes, I don't know why you would need a recipe for that, but okay. All kinds of things, snacks, different dinner ideas, and there's even like a meal plan in the back. So that's cool. You can get those at your meetings. Definitely check that out if you go. All right, so I said we went shopping, or did I say we went shopping? We went shopping, in case I didn't say. We decided to go to Target. I was in the market to find some silicone baking cups. And the reason I suddenly decided that I needed to have these, and I needed to have them now, we got these ones at Target, was because we found a recipe from a blog called The Whole Smiths, and you can follow them on Instagram. I'll put their information down below, because after I say what I'm going to say, you're going to want to follow them. They have a recipe, guys, for pumpkin pie egg breakfast cups. Pumpkin pie egg breakfast cups. So if you follow the program, you know, pure pumpkin, 0 points. Eggs, 0 points. It's sweetened with some maple syrup. It's supposed to be basically like pumpkin pie for breakfast, but really high in protein because of the eggs. So I got these. She highly recommended using these and then putting some cooking oil or coconut oil on the inside just to make sure the egg doesn't stick at all. I think we're going to try this recipe. If we try it today, I will try to vlog a little bit of it so I can give you guys some feedback on the recipe. But what I'm seeing online, and basically they're saying on their Instagram, is this recipe is breaking the internet. So I'm excited. Pumpkin pie for breakfast, I've done that before anyway. Probably haven't advertised it. But, you know, I love a cold piece of pumpkin pie. Or you could warm it up. But I think this would be a good switch up to the regular egg breakfast that we've been doing. Another tip that I got was to make our own ranch. So fat-free Greek yogurt, fat-free plain unsweetened yogurt, Greek yogurt or regular, is 0 points. And so if you get this ranch seasoning, you can get the packets, but I decided to go ahead and get this big 8-ounce can of it, because then you can make as little or as much as you want and not worry about the ingredients you know, spilling out of the packet, worry about bugs, not being fresh, whatever. You can make it however you want. And we mixed this with some fat-free Greek yogurt, guys, and it was basically ranch dip for our veggies. You thin it out with a little bit of water or a little bit of milk, you can make ranch dressing. So if you don't want to use the... There's a lot of ranch dressings out there, 0 calorie, a lot of diet dressings out there that just don't taste that great, and they're full of fillers to make it feel like there's fat in there and make it feel creamy and try to make it as good as the original. This stuff is awesome. You gotta try it. We've experimented at my dad's house with putting some bacon salt in there. That also is really good, and we may try some other mixes with the Greek yogurt, but Ranch lovers, never fear. You can have your dip. It is delicious. I think might be able to make some French onion dip too with the same concept with soup mix. That'd be really good. Another thing we picked up to go with our dip were these containers. These are Rubbermaid take-alongs. We have several of these 2-cup containers that we use for leftovers or the egg breakfast cups, but I like these ones because these have a magical little plastic tray inside. Ooh, right? So you can have your dip and your veggies all in one little container. How cool is that? So you could put this in the fridge ahead of time when you get all your fresh veggies, load up the cup, load up the dip, and it's a grab-and-go snack. They have smaller ones that are on the package. It advertises for like yogurt if you want to mix your own yogurt, if you like to put granola in it and fruit and whatnot. Typically we'll just get the Oikos 000 yogurt and then maybe do a little baggie of cereal or something to put some crunch in it. So I wouldn't put it in a container. It's fine as is, excuse me. But these are going to be really great for veggies and dip. Might be good for hummus and some chips. If you think of some other uses for them, feel free to share down below. I think these are awesome. We got a whole bunch of these to last us for a while. And these containers are also must-haves for leftovers, for meal planning. I love these divided containers. These are also take-alongs. And I like how cheap they are because, yeah, they're microwave safe, they're BPA free, they're freezer safe, but if something gets really funky in here, you completely forget about your leftovers and it just sits and sits and sits. It's cheap enough that it's not so bad to just, you know, toss it. Or if you're really brave, wash it out the best you can and then stick it in the recycle bin because these are, in some areas, recyclable. But that is what I've got so far. I am super excited about our progress. Like I said, if I end up making the egg muffins, I will share. And we will just keep you posted on our progress. Next time you see us, hopefully, we'll be celebrating our 10-pound milestone. If you're brand new to our channel, I want to take a moment to say welcome. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you liked it, lets other people see it more easily if they're searching for inspirational stories for weight loss, if they're trying to follow our journey. As I mentioned on the last video, part of our why for losing weight and getting healthy is because we want to start a family. And I love watching other YouTube families you know, just grow and see their life and everything. So we are up for the challenge. We are willing to share and so happy you came to watch this video. Make sure you subscribe, click the bell icon so that you're notified the next time a video goes up. And hopefully this isn't the end of the video, but if it is, we'll see you next week. Alright guys, my curiosity got to me and I decided I had to make these pumpkin pie egg breakfast muffins tonight. So, this recipe, as I said, comes from a blog called The Whole Smiths. I will link directly to them down below for their blog. They also have an Instagram, so go follow them because they have amazing looking recipes. This is my first one I think I've tried of theirs, but it looks so simple. I just had to do it, and I know they're doing, they did a live sometime within the past couple of days on making it, but I thought that I would try it too. So don't mind my teeny tiny kitchen and the funky lighting. I will do my very best, and we'll see how this goes. So as you can see, I've got my counter all set up with my ingredients. You're going to need the following. You're going to need 7 fresh eggs, some pumpkin pie spice, and if you don't happen to have pumpkin pie spice available, you can use a mixture of cinnamon, allspice, cloves, and nutmeg, I believe. Look it up on the internet. No, it has ginger. Look it up on the internet, and if you don't happen to have this handy, you can make it yourself. I am choosing to use some non-stick coconut cooking spray. You can just use regular coconut oil if you have it in the jar, and yeah, that'll work, but I'm lazy, so I like the easy, convenient spritzing spray. Some pure vanilla extract, some real maple syrup, definitely for a little bit of sweetness. You can go with honey, the recipe said, but I like maple syrup and I have it, so we'll go with that. Some pure pumpkin, which is 0 points, as are the eggs. And then I've got my little equipment set up here. I like to keep this on the counter. I don't know if anybody else does, but I don't like putting stuff on the counter and getting it all messy. Plus, I clean it, but, you know, the paper towel just makes me feel better. Got my measuring spoons, my whisk, my spatula, and then over here I've got my silicone muffin liners. You can put them in a muffin tin, but they will stand up on their own just fine on a sheet pan. So that's what I did, and I've already sprayed them with cooking spray, so they are adorable and good to go. Alright, so bear with me on the setup, guys. Obviously, I'm not the next Food Network star, but hopefully this will work in my teeny tiny kitchen. I've got my iPad right here with the recipe, so we're going to follow it on thewholesmiths.com. It does mention that this is paleo, gluten-free, and delicious, so if you are eating paleo or gluten-free or know friends that are, this will work for them. First ingredient is 7 eggs beaten, so we'll go ahead and take care of that. We've got our beaten eggs, and by the way, I forgot to mention the oven is preheating to about 375 degrees, and the rest of the instructions basically state to add the rest of the ingredients to this and mix well with a whisk. So we're going to put in 2/3 cup of pure pumpkin puree. Two-thirds and a little extra, looks like. Here's one. Got that one spot on. Usually I'm good at estimating. There we go. 2. Should get all that out of there. All the pumpkin-y goodness. And I have leftovers, so I'll probably be sticking that in the fridge. Next is 3 tablespoons of your favorite maple syrup. Again, I would recommend using the real stuff rather than your maple-flavored corn syrup. I think your results are going to be much better. This does add points to the muffins, but the good news is when you make a dozen of these, it adds up to 1 point per muffin. So you could easily eat probably 2 of these for breakfast and be pretty happy about it. Let's see. 1 tablespoon. I love these measuring spoons, by the way. I'm not entirely sure where I got them, but they're 2-sided. So this side fits into like a narrow container very well. I like them a lot, and they snap together. So here's our 1/3. Looks like I'm going to have just enough. Marvelous. Make sure we get all that goodness out of there. If we're going to count the points, we want it all, right? Alright, we need a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. And my instinct says spice, there's never enough pumpkin pie spice. I like mine extra spicy, but for the sake of this recipe and for the review, see how this one is shaped well, it'll fit, it's not so wide. We'll go ahead and stick with a teaspoon, we'll give them the benefit, and then of course after the taste test we'll decide if that's enough. 1 teaspoon pumpkin pie spice, half a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, I'm sorry, half a teaspoon. Like so. It's another one of those things where I say it's always best to get the real deal, not the imitation. If you're going to enjoy your food, you might as well enjoy real food. Alright, and that is it for ingredients. So we're just going to mix this up. I'm going to set this aside for a second with our handy whisk. Now, making muffins made me want to pull out my trusty KitchenAid mixer because I am a big fan of using it for any excuse that I have, but I wasn't sure you were going to be able to see what I'm doing very well. And of course it makes noise, so someday when I have a big pretty kitchen of my dreams, maybe we'll do this cooking show style where you can see it and everything, but for now, we'll whisk it. The pumpkin puree is being kind of lumpy, so I'm making sure we get it all incorporated here. I will say, this is taking a little bit longer than I expected, so I'm going to try switching to a different whisk. I have actually a sauce whisk that is a bit shallower since I'm using a shallow pan. Let's see. Or a shallow bowl, rather. Since I'm using a shallow bowl, if you don't have one of these, most stores that sell cookware have them, but it works especially if you're working in a sauce. It's plastic, so it's not going to scratch your non-stick surface, but I like it because you can really get in there and whisk, especially when you've got a shallow dish that you're working with or not a lot of liquid where you can't really whisk it like you would with a regular whisk, regular wire whisk. So next time I make these, I probably will try it with the mixer just to see, but it's getting there. It's getting incorporated. It's just taking a little effort, which is fine. Burns calories, right? All right. Looks pretty good. Next step is going to be to pour it in even amounts into my muffin tins, or my muffin silicone holders. So as soon as I do that, I will show you what it looks like, and then we'll pop these into the oven. Alright, our dozen little muffins are poured. As you can see, it filled about 2/3 of the way. And I think I got them fairly even. We'll put them in the oven at 375 for 14 to 16 minutes and see how they do. And this is what they look like fresh out of the oven. Just a little bit. This one looks like it's caving in a little bit. But they are browned on the edges. So it looks like they are done. They puffed up quite a bit bigger than I expected them to based on the pictures on the internet. But they smell amazing. And once they've had a chance to cool a little bit, and hubby and I have had our dinner, I think we're going to share one so we can give you a good review. We've given these about 10 or so minutes to cool. They did recede quite a bit, so they're not quite as puffy as they were before. We'll take one out and see how easily they come out of these silicone molds. Looks like it's just going to pop right out. Ta-da! So, not real big, but for an egg, I mean, I've made egg cups before, and, you know, because it's mostly egg, it doesn't really need to be that big. If I cooked them maybe a smidge longer, or had used the electric mixer, I'm wondering if they might have puffed up a little bit more, but I'm going to cut one in half. Remember, these are just 1 point each, but hubby and I just had dinner. They look well done on the inside, quite tasty. So I'm going to offer first dibs and first review to hubby.
Thank you.
Let's see.
It's fluffy.
What do you think?
That's bizarre in a good way.
Really?
It's like I'm eating a scrambled egg with a pumpkin.
Okay.
I've never tasted anything like it before, but I kind of like it.
You kind of like it, so you give that a thumbs up.
I'm definitely going to give that a thumbs up.
Alright. Let me flip the camera around. You can't see because I just flipped it to me.
I know.
I know, I'm just so controlling. Alright, so I'm going to give it a shot. Right. I can definitely taste the egg.
Yes.
So it's a bit more egg than pumpkin pie, which I'm a little disappointed in. But I could definitely see enjoying that as something different for breakfast.
Definitely not a dessert thing.
Yeah, not so much. I mean, I bet if I threw some extra, I would put some extra spice in there because I just love pumpkin spice. And the more cinnamon, the happier I am.
That really is pretty good.
But they also have a recipe to do the same thing basically with bananas, which I think after trying this would probably be really tasty. And they say you can add nuts to it. You could add a little bit of chocolate chips to add some sweetness. So shake it up, try it. Let us know in the comments if you try it, if you've got any other recipes you'd like us to try. And definitely, like I said, go check out the Whole Smiths. The link is down below. If you liked this video and want to see more, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up, and that'll help other people find our videos as well. And also subscribe. We'll be planning on doing videos every week. You can also follow us on Instagram, where we'll be posting things like this, recipes and tips and tricks all throughout the week, as well as our progress in getting healthy and getting ready to start a family. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. We love our viewers, and we'll see you next time. Bye!